So should you start vlogging, and what are the pros and cons of starting a vlog channel? We're going to be talking about that in this video. This is live, but if you're here on the rebroadcast, thanks so much for being here. Benji, talk about what Video Influencers is all about.
Guys, welcome to Video Influencers. Here on this channel, we're helping you build your influence, income, and impact with online videos. We have weekly tips and strategy videos, and we interview YouTubers every single week to bring you guys the best tips, tricks, strategies that are working for other people right now. So excited, you guys, to talk about this. I was really adamant on doing this because I personally am a vlogger, and Sean has vlogged in the past, and a lot of you guys are wanting to become vloggers because obviously people like Casey Neistat, there's been vlogging superstars the last 10 years, and people love doing it. So that's why we're going to talk about the pros and cons. What are your first initial thoughts, Sean, about vlogging?
You know, I think first of all, we want to define what we mean by vlogging, and some people define vlogging as video blogs, which is just like a YouTube video, 5 minutes. You share your thoughts. Maybe sitting at a like a couch like this. That's not actually what we mean. We mean the people that are like, hey, what's up, guys? Let's follow me through my day. You obviously probably
Brushing
get that.
Your teeth.
And we kind of mean
going
like
to the restaurant.
First-person filmmaking, that kind of new reality style of vlogs. And I am seeing this a lot. I know a lot of you in the video influencers community want to be vloggers. A lot of people I talk to want to be vloggers, and I think that's cool, but I actually have some strong opinions, and I'm excited for this conversation and joining in with you guys in this conversation as well, because I think that there's some downsides, there's some good things and some bad things when it comes to vlogging. We're actually going to start with the pros. So Benji, let's talk about it. If people are thinking, should I start a vlog or should I maybe keep vlogging, what are the benefits of vlogging?
Yeah, well, obviously, the number one most obvious thing is it's easy, right? If you guys are here on Video Influencers, you guys are following us for weekly tips and strategy videos and the interviews, and you know that on your channel, it probably takes a lot of work, right? I know for me, even vlogging takes work, but like what we do here on Video Influencers, our other channels, there's a lot of, production that goes into it, editing, of course, uploading. But when it comes to vlogging, it is really the easiest thing because you don't have to worry about scripts. You don't really have to storyboard. It's very casual, and there's no real rules to it, right? I mean, I don't think there are rules in general on YouTube for how you should do your videos. There's just some best practices. There's very few best practices when it comes to vlogging because literally it's you, your camera, and whatever you want to, produce, whatever you want to record.
That's a good point. And when it comes to vlogging, I mean, maybe you don't have an idea for a niche YouTube channel, but you can just pick up the camera and be like, all right, follow me around my day. So that is true. That is definitely easy. Another thing that's a good thing of vlogging is that it's the coolest job ever. Yeah. I think this is actually why most people I talk to are like, I want to be a vlogger. In fact, a survey was done of a lot of the young people in the US and even around the world. And one of the number one aspirational jobs of young people these days is they want to be a YouTuber, but even more than that, they want to be a vlogger. They want to be able to just show their life and just travel the world. Who wouldn't want to just have just film themselves doing whatever and make a living from that? So I think that's definitely a pro. I think that's probably why a lot of people aspire to be vloggers.
Absolutely. And actually, I want to comment on this specifically is when kids say they want to become a YouTuber, usually what they want to do is become a vlogger. They see these vlog stars, right, that have these daily vlogs, maybe not always daily, sometimes 3 to 5 times a week, but that's the style of YouTuber they want to be. Sean and I, we know that there's all kinds of YouTubers, right? There's talking head videos, there's people doing open box reviews, there's people playing with toys or reviewing restaurants. So that's what we call a YouTuber. Anybody that's using the platform to create content for whatever it is in their life they're interested in. Now, one thing I will say, right? One thing that I want to say earlier about these vlogging stars. Now, I guess you could call my wife and I famous YouTubers, specifically daily vloggers, because we've got a lot of followers, right? Just like us, a lot of the famous YouTubers that are daily vloggers did something before they started vlogging, right? They built an audience before they started vlogging about their random day, whether I was saying brushing your teeth, wake up in the morning, going to a store to run errands, things that typically would be boring is not boring to an audience you already have a relationship with, that trusts you and is really interested in the behind the scenes. So that's one thing I want to make clear, because if you don't understand this, you're going to see these epic vloggers, right? These daily YouTubers, and you're going to think like, oh, that's what I should do too. And that's what we see. We see a lot of people literally with no audience just start vlogging, and that's kind of what we're trying to dig into and really clearly lay out what the pros and cons. So like I said, one of the pros is this is easier, and the second thing, it's just super cool, which it is. I love vlogging personally.
Super cool job, especially if you break through and it becomes your job. Charles, thanks so much for the super chat. Jessica, thanks for being here. Carl, thanks so much for being here. We got your comments. The Nest Vlogs, you're definitely doing vlogs, and we're talking about pros right now. We're going to get into some cons about vlogging in a bit, but we'd love to hear from you. What do you love about vlogging? This wasn't in our notes, but I know that some people do it just because they kind of want to have an archive of their life. Like, it's really cool to be able to have videos that you can look back on of your kids, of your family. But we'd love to hear from you guys. Why do you love vlogging, or why would you maybe aspire to vlogging? And it brings us to the third pro, though. Benji, do you want to hit it?
Third pro, but before I do, I want to give a shout out to Charles Patterson, who just, gave us $2 through Super Chat, which is awesome. So if you guys don't know, if you guys want your comment highlighted or prioritized, you just can give through Super Chat, use your credit card. So thank you. But the third pro is lots of opportunities. And what I mean by this is, if you break through, right, and you've got an audience, right, whether it's a niche audience or a large audience, there's so many opportunities for you, like whether you create your own products or merchandise to sell, or working with brands. Right now, lifestyle is all the rage when it comes to working with brands, right? Household brands, apparel brands. They really want to create content and have it integrated into your vlog. So they'll hire you to talk about their new launch, right? Or a new product that's coming out, and they will sponsor that episode. That's just one of many opportunities that I've experienced, as well as other vloggers, that I know a lot of you watching also want for yourself. I know one of the reasons I asked, like, when these kids, like, sometimes I speak like at an elementary, and they'll say, I want to become a YouTuber, specifically like a daily vlogger, and I ask why, and they're like, well, we want to get free stuff. So even before the pay, just getting free stuff is dope. I know, like, when I first started vlogging and we were just sent stuff in the mail all the time, of course, huge pro. And Sean can even speak to us too, not just from his vlogging days, but being on YouTube.
Absolutely. And so Aaron says, getting to know people on a personal and an instant level makes me enjoy vlogging. That's definitely true. Babyless Corner says, keeping memories for my little ones. That's one of the best things. And that's a fun way to, whether you succeed at vlogging or not, just doing it if you love it is such a blessing. And so that is a great point. And Fathering Autism, since this is our point number 4 for one of the pros of it, is that you have an amazing personal connection with your subscribers and fans. So Benji, hit number 4. Vlogging is unlike anything else because it builds the deepest connection almost possible on YouTube.
Absolutely. You know, when YouTube first started, what made it different than other types of content, like let's just compare it to like TV or movies or your traditional media stars, is you got to know people on a deeper level. What vlogging did was just specifically focus on that. Like I said, most of the famous YouTubers from early on, and even today still majority, they built this relationship with their audience through other types of content, right? Like content that you could, for example, like say you're a tech reviewer, right? And that's all you did, and people knew you as a tech reviewer, but like, hey, we want to see like behind the scenes before you actually review. We want to see you like walking around town and what your thoughts are. That's kind of like the beginning of vlogs, and people are literally just talking about things outside of just that niche focused content. So that deeper connection is what creates, I believe, super fans, people that just love you. One of the things that I'm honored as a YouTuber that is a daily vlogger is the fact that when I meet somebody, they know so much about my life, and they honor me by literally saying like, you've inspired me to run more, or when they go up to my wife and they say, you helped me get through depression. That is amazing for people that we don't know, right? Like, of course, we know of them as our viewers, but to do that, and that deep connection is what builds a relationship, which ultimately builds trust and helps you, do so many great things on YouTube.
Absolutely. So if you're just joining us, we're talking about the pros and cons of vlogging, and maybe you're thinking about starting a vlog channel or keeping one going. And we're going to get into the cons in just a second, but we want to thank Dan for the $5 super chat from Creator Fundamentals. Dan, really love your channel too. Thanks for sharing your tips and your answers with people. And Jessica also shared another pro, and a couple people, they met friends.
Oh, yeah.
And they've got to travel, meet people. Yeah. Your world gets bigger sometimes when you do vlogging. And so there are so many benefits. There's so many cool things about it. But now we've got to jump into the cons, and then we'll also get into some Q&A, and we'd love your thoughts as well. So we would love to hear from you. Let us know in the live chat or in the comments section, what do you think the downsides of vlogging are? Yeah. And we have a couple here. The first one is discoverability. You know, one of the challenges of being a vlogger is it's hard to get discovered in the same way you could get discovered on a niche channel. A lot of people know me in particular for being obsessed with ranking videos and using YouTube as a search engine. And there's a few ways to hack it to make it work for vlogs, but it's not really direct. It's not really linear. And so it's harder to actually get discovered. You have to ask yourself as a vlogger, how are you even going to get views? Benji already mentioned in this live stream that one of the biggest mistakes we see vloggers make, not that you should never just start a vlog from scratch and that's your only channel, but that a lot of the successful vloggers that are out there today built influence somewhere else first, and then they transitioned once they had some attention of people into vlogging. Why? Because it's just frankly hard to get discovered if all you do is like, day one, what's up guys, and you have a 15-minute video of your life. People might not be interested yet, right?
People don't want to see other people brush their teeth and like cook an egg just randomly, maybe not even that well.
It's tough. If you haven't added value in some other way, it can be a challenge, right?
And I tell you, that is the reason why we don't suggest it for people that are starting at zero. It's actually better to focus on something specific that you're really passionate about, because there's more likely a chance that someone's going to watch your video if it's around something focused that they were searching for, and build like an audience around that, just like most other YouTubers. Now, I will say this, there are some vloggers, right? I come from the family vlogging world, and there's some family vloggers that literally just went all in with vlogging without any kind of influence, and they just worked it, right? But this is the thing, the reason they had success is they were, number one, a minor part of that vlogging world that did it, and they just had the personality, they're great at editing, a lot of other variables, but it's such a small group of people. I'd say like 90, if not 95% of people that get big, like Sean said, and I keep saying it again, this is the third time, already had an influence. And that's really important to remember. I want to give a shout out to our next super chat giver, Chalkboard Mom. So thank you so much for being part of the video influencer family, and really appreciate your gift.
And Barb T USA, vlogging is an ageless opportunity. It brings generations together. Do you agree? Absolutely.
Yes.
I agree with that as well. It helps us appreciate, honor, and respect people with different life backgrounds, because we get to see inside of their life. And big thanks to Josh as well for the super chat. And so, yeah, we're talking about the cons though. So what are the downsides of vlogging? And so one is discoverability. You know, two is that there is high competition amongst an audience of vlog watchers. What do I mean? What I mean is, one of the things we teach here on Video Influencers is that if you ever start a YouTube channel, you need to know two things. You need to know who is your target audience, and then what kind of value are you going to deliver to them. So here's an example. On Video Influencers, our target audience is obviously you in this community, but it's people who actually care about building their influence with video. So if someone said, well, are you helping people with their podcast? Nope. Are you helping people eat healthier meals? Nope. Like we're not doing a lot of things. If you're on this channel, the value, number one, it's people who'd be interested in figuring out video and YouTube. And then our value is weekly interviews, weekly tips and strategy videos to help you build your influence and income and impact with online video. If you're a vlogger, who's your target audience? Well, number one, it's kind of funny, but your target audience is people who watch vlogs. Mm-hmm. So I just think about it in my life. I'm thinking my parents don't. I'm thinking that even friends that are young, some of them don't watch vlogs. They watch YouTube, but they're not part of a vlog audience. Now, there obviously is millions of people who love vlogs, but then, this is a con, right, is that you're competing for the group of people that want to watch a 10-minute, a 15-minute video a day. Maybe they watch 4 or 5. How many can you watch in a day? How many could they be raving fans of? Probably not 20 channels. maybe 5 to 10. In fact, I'd love to hear from you. Who do you watch religiously as a vlogger? Let us know. I actually wanted to know.
Yeah.
Who's like one of your favorite vloggers that you watch all the time, and when does that max out for you? Because again, we have a limited attention span. So if you love the Paul brothers and you're watching them, and you love Casey and you love like 2 other people, well, now you have an hour of content a day before anyone else even comes on the scene. And so a downside is thinking, all right, there's only a limited number of people watching vlogs. How do I get some attention and be different in that space?
Absolutely. And just consider this. You can create vlog watchers, but remember, the reason people are watching vlogs is, I'll use my wife for example. She was creating beauty videos around hair and makeup tips, product reviews, and they were watching her vlogs because it's an extension of their interest in beauty. So like the behind the scenes. So instead of just bringing the product into a video and reviewing it, she was literally bringing them into the store with her, vlogging her like insights and her perceptions and like observations of those things in real time at the store. That is how you become a vlog watcher, because you're watching for beauty, something very specific. Then you watch the vlog, and then naturally after you go to a drugstore to buy makeup, right, Sean? You go to lunch, right?
That's right.
Exactly. There you go. You just created a vlog watcher because they're interested in your life in general. But Sean is absolutely right. When it comes to just people that like when they go to YouTube and they just say, when we ask them like, what do you watch? And they're like, I watch vlogs. That's a very limited audience, right? So, of course, I think that a vlog audience can be born from any audience if you're entertaining enough and they're like invested into your life. But that audience, just to become a vlogger, is very limited. And I want to give another shout out to Halvin Wolf, who also did another super chat gifting. Howdy, I have only done live streams on Instagram for my 50K community following, and now we'll definitely start vlogging. Thanks so much. Well, good for you, and congratulations. And you know what? That's a strategy that I actually think is really good to mention, because again, you built an audience, number one, right? But you built it off platform. I'm guessing you maybe had a specific topic you covered. Maybe you didn't, right? But maybe your personality was really good or like really entertaining, and you got that audience. So that's amazing. Did you want to hit up some of these other super chats real quick?
We'll get those in just a second. Let's hit number 3. So we're talking about pros and cons of vlogging. We just shared like 5 or 7 pros, but now we're on some cons. The third one is that vlogging is largely personality based.
Yep.
Now it's actually arguable that a lot of YouTube, success on YouTube is based on personality. We just interviewed Chris Danker from Dankops, in gaming, and he said that the gamers that really break out now have big personalities. That's certainly an advantage. But one of the reasons we bring that out as a con is because if you just create a niche channel or a niche channel, that you maybe don't need like a 10-10 personality to break through. If you can just share the best information on how to do your taxes or how to bake a cake or how to lose some weight, and you can just, people can follow your exercise routines or whatever, you can add a lot of value if you don't have an over-the-top personality.
Yeah.
Vlogging kind of relies on a really magnetic character.
Yeah.
And so that's what we love about video influencers, and why we think for those that vlogging is right for, you should absolutely do it. But we think it's a little more practical to create a niche channel and more accessible for a larger group of people.
Absolutely. I think that early on, a lot of the successful YouTubers, not necessarily vloggers, weren't like these crazy personalities that are super entertaining and vloggers. In fact, a lot of them were introverted, right? Or maybe just shy, but they were able to utilize the magic of editing around a specific niche content or topic and create an audience because they were delivering value. See, that's the other thing too, is right? You have to ask yourself, what kind of value are you delivering as a vlog personality? Unless you have a really ecstatic, energetic, entertaining personality, are you delivering just boring energy? I don't know, right? Like, so you just have to ask yourself, am I that person? Now, we don't want to like smash on somebody's like idea or want or like vision to become a vlogger, right? I think people can become entertaining, but it's kind of like an uphill battle compared to some of the things that we talk about on this channel, video influencer, which, by the way, if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing.
Absolutely. And a couple of cool things. Matt said the channels I watch are 90% due to their personality and not so much the content. And that's the thing with vlogs. If you've got an over-the-top personality, that alone could be enough to carry you. Another thing is some great questions have been coming in from you guys about how do I get the courage to vlog in public, or what's the best vlogging camera. And we actually have a whole playlist out about that. So we'll make sure to link that up in the YouTube description, and we'll put that on the YouTube card as well. So on the replay, you could definitely check out that, or just search video influencers and type in vlogging, video influencers and the word vlogging, and a whole bunch of great interviews and a lot of great content will be there as well. Well, we're almost done with the cons, and so get your questions in right now. And one of the best ways so we can see your questions is put a bunch of question marks in front of it and after it. And we love to take some vlogging questions. Let's keep going on the cons.
Yeah.
So, discoverability is tough. Competition for other vlog watchers. It's a limited audience, and you need to be able to stand out and be different. That's kind of a con. It's personality based. Other niches are not as personality based. It's kind of a challenge when it comes to vlogging. And number 4, non-vlogs are easier to monetize. So here's what I mean. So vlogs can be hard to monetize. And what I mean is, if you break through, like all of these rules and pros and cons disappear as soon as you are like, if you go full time, you have enough AdSense revenue, you're getting brand deals, the game changes for you. But we know that that's not the majority of YouTube. Most of us are kind of in the YouTube middle class. We're kind of more in like the YouTube smaller creators.
Yeah.
When you have a niche channel, you're able to actually start monetizing $50 deals, $100 deals, even if you only have a couple hundred or even thousand subscribers. If all your channel is about is baking cakes, then there's a big likelihood that somebody in that industry that sells frosting or sells decorations for cakes would actually want to work with you and maybe hook you up with some free stuff or some other things. If you only have a couple hundred or a couple thousand subscribers on a vlog that's generic though, it's about you, it's not about a niche, it's a lot harder to monetize. And so an advantage of starting a niche focused channel is you can start getting a lot of revenue opportunities a lot earlier.
Yeah, some of the only things you can really monetize on as a beginning vlogger with very few views is your own products, right? But again, like to sell the products, you probably have to be a pretty good salesperson, or at least have a good personality, which again, it's going to be dependent on your audience and who you are, and eventually you could grow. But again, it's like a hustle compared to a lot of the YouTubers that we've actually interviewed on our channel. If you go back to our channel playlist, we got tons of interviews with people with small audiences, right? Sometimes like only as little as 10,000 or less subscribers, but they've been able to monetize and create a full-time career from YouTube because they have super focused content around something they're specialized in or have experience or have a passion for, and able to work with brands for sponsorships or sell something very specific. And interesting enough, those type of channels are the ones that grow massively, and then you can decide to vlog. Another little just tip is this. If you absolutely want to vlog, but you already have a channel that's growing, maybe you don't, make a full-time living off of it, but you're like, I want to start vlogging. Me personally, I would suggest starting a second channel, right? If you absolutely want to. And this is coming from experience. My wife, who is a beauty person on YouTube for years, I suggested you need to start this second channel just whatever. It wasn't even called vlogging back then. It was just like fun videos, right? And that's what became our daily vlog eventually. But again, we separated it because that was a focused channel around beauty and beauty tips, hair stuff, and product reviews. And then the vlog was just for vlogs, which eventually got big, but also because the audience from the beauty channel went there.
Absolutely. We have one more con for you. And Benji, if you want to tee up a question.
Yeah.
But Ryan said iPhones for vlogging. You know what? Absolutely. We have a video out, and we'll link it up on the YouTube card later on the replay. But we have a video out about different cameras. But here's the thing. The content is always more important than the camera. Across the board. Doesn't even just matter about vlogging. Doesn't matter about, in any niche. And that's coming from a guy who runs a tech channel and has videos out on the best camera for YouTube. I'm not saying cameras aren't important. Production value matters, but the content always matters a lot more. So definitely get started, and we'll get to your questions in just a second. But the final con, we've talked about the pros, we've talked about the con, is one challenge with vlogging, and I feel like Benji and Judy are some of the biggest examples of this, is it is a big commitment depending on how much you vlog. And so what I can relate to is when Sony and I vlogged, We went about 50 days straight daily while I had a full-time job. I also had other freelance clients. And by the end of those 50 days, man, I was like dead. I mean, I burnt out quick. I was probably biting off more than I could chew. But the thing about vlogging, and obviously this is up to your own schedule, but it's a huge commitment. And if you start doing it, well, how do you stop? I mean, can you go less? And you're sticking with. Yeah, you get to go on vacation and you get to like maybe do cool things, especially if you blow up. But then you also got to edit on vacation, which is, that is a lifestyle decision. So even personally, that's why I say it's kind of a con, because if you do a niche channel, you have a little bit more freedom to design your life basically around your business or your YouTube channel, instead of having your YouTube channel take over your life. Now, this is totally a personal thing for everybody, but it's definitely something to consider, that especially if you want to go daily, my gosh, you guys are like legends. I think
Thank you.
Judy edited vlogs
I'll take that.
every day for like 6 years. Now I know you guys have, how many right now?
Vlogs?
Yeah.
Oh, like over 2,000.
But I mean, like, how many a week? So you guys.
Oh yeah, 6 days a week.
So now you're at 6. You were at 7 for multiple years. You can attest it's a huge commitment, a blessing, but a huge commitment. Where I look back at, like, Think Media, we're trying to do 2 a week. And here on Video Influencers even, we run this as a side project. We try to do an interview a week and a tips and strategy video a week. So it's kind of more sustainable, if you will. So these are all things to definitely consider.
Absolutely. Not everybody can hustle at that level, right? Not everybody can really prioritize and like block out time. And also, not everybody's going to get the kind of volume that my wife and I actually get when it comes to views, right? When you get that kind of views, you're getting so many opportunities. Of course, like, we also like the vlog because it's documenting our kids' life and our own life as a married couple. So like, there's other reasons why we do it. And of course, it's a personal choice, right? I think the thing that Sean and I for sure would agree on is all about ROI, right? What are you getting out of the actions you're putting in? If you're just starting out your YouTube channel in the very beginning, you're not going to get a great ROI from just a regular vlog. But again, when we started vlogging, we already had an audience developed, right? That liked who we were, that wanted to know more about us. That, like, literally from day one, we were already getting like 5, 10, 20,000 views. But if you're just starting, you have zero audience, and you get like 1 or 2, there's no opportunity really to monetize initially, realistically, right? But if you grow to that, that's why we started with the pros. It is an epic thing, and we love it. And we love not only what it's done for our family, the kind of lifestyle that we live, but also what we've been able to do with the community. Like, so Sean and I actually were working on something yesterday. It's called Dan Summer. My wife and I, we raised money for charity with our viewers, along with friends of ours like Sean, to feed kids all over the world. Last year, we raised $500,000. In the last 7 years, we raised over $1 million. This year, our goal is $1 million. The reason I'm sharing that with you is because we would not have been able to do that without our viewers on the vlog. So again, for us, we've really found not only the benefit for us personally, but also like what we can do for the world. But man, it took a lot of work to get there. And I tell you, like, I always tell Judy, is like, anytime you want to stop, because she's the one that edits. I still vlog as much as I possibly can, but ultimately that work falls on her. And that's why she is legendary. That's why she's so epic, but it's a lot of work. And what we're trying to do here on this channel, because we know a lot of you guys are literally first-time YouTubers that are considering vlogging, there's other strategies that you might want to consider that might get you to a place where you can become a full-time YouTuber, which I'd say is our #1 goal for almost everybody. And that is just something we would love for you guys to consider before just going to vlogging straight up at the beginning.
All right, Benji, let me hit you with some rapid-fire questions. You answer this one. So Arif gave a super chat and asked, statistically speaking, what's a good length for vlogs? 3 to 5 minutes, 5 to 10, or 10 plus?
I think it really depends on the audience retention. How long can you keep their attention? You have to go into your analytics and see what that is. If people are only watching for 3 to 5 minutes, then it should be 3 to 5 minutes. If you can keep people's attention for 10 to 20 minutes, which when Judy and I first started vlogging, it slowly crept up and up and up. And that's one of the reasons why I believe YouTube really suggested our videos or promoted our content, because we're keeping people's attention. So it's really all going to depend. But if you absolutely had to, like, start vlogging because that's what you want to do, the shorter the vlog, the better, especially in the beginning. Even if you're establishing and have an audience, just feel it out. You don't want to do like a 20-minute vlog and they only watch for 1 minute. That should be telling you something, right? Now, if you did a 3 or 5 minute vlog and they're watching 100% of the time, that's also telling you something, which they love what you put out, and you should continue pushing that vlog length.
And I would really recommend Benji's interview with J House Vlogs. What he drops, and we won't even go into it here, but what he shares in that vlog is critical for every single vlogger. If you're vlogging at all and you haven't seen that interview, he breaks down how to really analyze and improve your vlogs to constantly be raising your watch time over time. I saw a question that said, how do you stand out as a vlogger, even a family vlogger, when things are so crowded? And so here's our best advice if you want to stand out in the world. This is true in a lot of things. But ultimately, you want to figure out how to be different. You know, Sally Hogstead said different is better than better. So your goal probably shouldn't be to go against a Casey Neistat in filmmaking quality, because he's a legend when it comes to that. But what's your difference? And so my biggest advice for family vloggers is, where do you live? I mean, if you live off the grid and you don't, you know, you're Amish, that's different. And so actually, I don't even know if being Amish you'd be allowed to vlog, but that would be a super interesting vlog.
It would be.
Another thing would be, think about your maybe faith, your background, your ethnicity. So yeah, there's a lot of family vloggers, but some people want to watch somebody that maybe has a similar religion, maybe a similar ethnicity. And so some people, I think you're watering your stuff down too much. If you're trying to reach everybody, you end up reaching nobody. So go like very polar. Be like, this is what, you know, we don't believe in having bad stuff in our shampoo. You know, maybe you're totally like an extreme natural family. Like, go all in that, and you're going to attract that kind of audience.
Yep.
Maybe you're on the other side. Find a way to be different. Best way to stand out on YouTube.
Yeah, and one more thing I'll say is, like, if you want more ideas, just watch TV channels. If there's a TV channel that's got a specific type of show, like there's shows about the Amish, right? That's probably because there's an audience out there wanting to watch that show. If there's a show about it, there could absolutely be a vlog channel about it. But again, you gotta pick what is your niche. By the way, Jen, you asked me to say niche again. How do you say niche anyways?
Niche. Niche is correct.
Okay.
Niche is kind of a
niche.
Not right,
So that's my suggestion. Look to TV. Now, I know that we gotta go. We appreciate everybody on. We would love for you guys to leave comments after the broadcast about what you liked about this broadcast the most. Tell us, who are the vloggers you like to watch, and why did you even watch this broadcast in the first place? We'll read all the comments afterwards. But Sean, I know we got some more super chat questions. Thank you guys so much for your support. But let's land the plane here and wrap this up.
Yes, absolutely. So we actually do have to go, but a couple practical things is we'll link up everything in the description below, like that interview with J House Vlogs, some of the other interviews, best vlogging camera. We'll put it on the YouTube cards, and definitely subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Maybe tag somebody or tell somebody who is vlogging about this, because we want to be part of this conversation. And as Benji said, the last thing that is kind of a bummer is that the live chat disappears. So as soon as this live stream's over, if you could do us a favor, come back, leave a comment, which brings us to the question of the day, and that is, what do you think the pros and the cons of vlogging are? If you could come back and leave that in the comment section, it would mean the world to us, and we'll be able to engage with you there.
Hit that like button, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, here on Video Influencers, we'll help you build your influence, income, impact with online videos.
Later.